Hello, welcome all of you. My name is Mr. Michael AGORDZO, an English teacher of GPSI. Today, we want to talk about the 10th apple effect. The 10th apple effect. Now, for you to fully understand what I'll carry across, I would illustrate this through a story. Now, there was once a very successful hunter that was well known across the whole kingdom. Now, in this same kingdom, there was also a special species of deer that no one was able to catch. The king put out the biggest bounty there ever was for anyone that could bring at least one deer back dead or alive for him to mount as a trophy. The hunter decided to take up the king's offer, and before leaving on his quest, stopped at the town council and loudly and mockingly as possibly, he loudly proclaimed that I am grateful for this easy task. I really don't understand how no one else could have caught this beast. Guess what happened? The hunter went on his way, tracking the deer. After 2 days of tracking, he suddenly realized that he lost his way deep inside the jungle. Oh! He used all his navigation skills, GPS, but neither did he find any way out of the jungle, nor could he find any food to eat for 8 days at a go. He started feeling so hungry, famished, that he could eat an entire elephant at one go. Disappointed, he lost all hope, and when he was ready to give up, suddenly he noticed an apple tree. He collected as many apples as he could to feed him for the rest of his search. So he took the first apple. His joy knew no bounds. He was so happy. 8 days of hunger. And he enjoyed it. The first apple felt good. And as he ate the first apple, his joy knew no bounds, and he couldn't stop feeling grateful and blessed. He thanked life. He thanked God. And then he could not believe his luck when he ate the first apple, but he was less grateful having the second one. And he bit. He was enjoying the second apple, but not as much as he enjoyed the first one. Somehow, with each passing apple, the hunter would take the third one, and then he threw it up, caught it, and ate the third one. Guess what? He didn't finish eating the whole apple. He ate only 3/4 of that and threw the rest. Grabbed the fourth one, ate about half, threw the rest, because there was so many apples. And guess what happened? When he started eating the 10th apple, he felt disgusted and dropped all the remaining apples and continued with his quest for the uncatchable deer. Now, what is the morale of this story? Now, we all strive to be better and then to have more every time. But there will be times in our lives when we should stop take a look around and appreciate where we ended up until this very moment. Now, be grateful for everything you possess and everything you experience. Stay humble and true to yourself. Now, I would like to call it the diminishing gratitude. In simple words, taking things for granted, or let's just call it the 10th apple effect as we are discussing. Okay? Now, the 10th apple did not lack taste. It did not lack the potential to satisfy his hunger. But the only thing that was lacking was the hunter's gratitude for finding food in the middle of the jungle. Now, the hunter represents us, and the apple represents the gift that life gives us. The 10th apple represents our lack of gratitude for these gifts of life and take everything for granted attitude. We need to watch that carefully. Now, as we continue receiving the gifts of life, our hunger, our greed keeps on increasing, and the joy we get from these gifts diminishes. Now, the 10th apple is as sweet as the first apple. Now, if the 10th apple fails to give you so much pleasure as the first one, nothing is wrong with the apple. Everything is wrong with you. If you get bored on a dull day, it's not because the day is dull and boring. It's because your gratitude has become dull and boring. So the gift of life for another day cannot be taken for granted. So, whatever it is, never let the 10th apple effect make you take these gifts of life for granted. Never let your gratitude of life fade away. We never know the worth of water till the well is dry. When it comes to life, the critical things is whether you take things for granted or take them with what? Gratitude. We often take things for granted. We tend to take things for granted. Things for granted. Why? Now, let's look at this. When we have freedom, freedom can never be taken for granted. Each generation must safeguard it and extend it. Your parents and elders sacrificed so much for you that you should have freedom without suffering what it did in the past. Use this precious right to ensure that the darkness of the past never returns. All right. Now, on one very important aspect of motivation is the willingness to stop and to look at things that no one else has bothered to look at. This simple process of focusing on things that are normally taken for granted is a powerful source of creativity. I always was one who didn't take things for granted, but I think I do appreciate things more now. The small moments of joy that we find each day are so much more precious now than when I look at them before. Okay. Now, every single moment is your life. So enjoy the moments. Enjoy them. Enjoy the very little moments that come up. Be happy and enjoy your sacred time on earth. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. Develop an attitude of gratitude and give thanks for everything that happens to you, knowing that every step forward is a step towards achieving something bigger and better than your current situation. Thank you so much for giving me your ears. Thank you. Bye.